should put me in my place. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. You can run, you can hide, but inside, I'm finally getting to you. Yes, it's true. I still love you, but I am getting to you.
Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5,
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1. Mark.
Welcome back to the Resupply with just me, guy next door, bringing you your weekly double tap of all things Space Marines and Laserforce. It's a lonely place here today, a lonely place. Well, sort of. I got a guest hanging out in the wings. Hello everyone. Hey Ivan, how you doing, bro? It's been a little while. Since we've seen you. Shawnee gonna be a reminiscing pod. There's some photos from days gone. it should be cool. Now the boys are away. I can't remember where. I think Than said he's doing a show tonight. And DK is still on holiday or has gone to Fake Nats. I can't remember. I think it's Fake Nats. I can't remember. Oh, I found some photos of you, my friend, Mr. Ninja Jack. Still do Lego stuff. We are halfway through a build at the moment. The box is somewhere around here. We're building the Guardians of the Galaxy new build that came out recently. So I think we might have 2 more sessions. Let's have a look. Oh no, I broke it. Immediately broke it. That's the ship. That's the ship there. You get an idea. But that's not what today's about. Today is all about Laserforce. The very reason why we set this channel up in the first place. Photos, should you be scared? Nah, bro. They're flattering photos of you. They're photos from days gone, and I don't know. We'll see how we get on. They may or may not make an appearance. So hope everyone's doing good. Bear with me. Don't be scared if it look like a 12. Honestly, if I shave, I look like I'm 12 as well. Yeah. Well, I think so. So, bit of housekeeping. The boys are both away this week. If you didn't see, DK went and played at a place in Portland. Baby Kid Porqueer. Shave, what's that? Exactly right. I don't shave anymore. Shaves with suckers. Yeah, DK went and played at a Laserforce site in Portland. Had a mean time as far as I'm aware. There's some photos up if anyone wants to see what the maze looks like. Looks pretty cool. But yeah, Go check him out. Than's busy being a rock star. If you didn't see his show from last week, which was part of the reason why we didn't do a show last week, there is a stream up. It's worth checking out. They sound pretty tight. We obviously we went around last week. I was away as well as the boys. We are supposed to be going away this afternoon, but I wanted to do a show. I didn't want to leave it 2 weeks where we didn't do a show. So here we are. We gathered. What else has been going on? Lego build is going strong. We have 1 to 2 more sessions of that. I have been joined the last couple of weeks by our good friend Mr. Doom. If you haven't seen those shows, the VODs are up. The build has been going really cool. Really cool. Do you know what? Resupply sent you photos. Send you photos. I look 12. Chuck them up in the Discord, bro. If you want, you don't have to do that. What else has been going on? And if you are, if you do listen to the show via Spotify, I finally put the back episodes up from the last 2 months worth of shows. Go check those out. If you're behind, I know Lucy was really keen to see to have them up. Apologies it took me so long. There's a lot going on. Oh, Hoodie, what up, my dude? There's some photos of you today, I think, as well. My hand feels funny when it's in your pocket. we actually played that again on Wednesday night during the Lego stream. It's such a good tune. Those boys actually are just about to come out with some merch. So if you want some Empire merch, go check out Empire. I think if you Google Empire Band NZ or exclamation Empire in chat, and that'll take you to the Spotify and whatever else you need to look at. The other new thing that happened this week is we did our very first VR stream, and it went okay. There needs to be some tinkering happening, I think, and it's probably going to be better when we start playing some multiplayer games with the boys. Both Gray and Blueson picked up an Oculus Quest 2 as well as myself, so we'll start playing some of those games on stream as well. Try VR chat, it's free. I jumped into VR chat for the first time yesterday. It's weird. It's weird. There's I don't know. I find it odd hanging out with strangers where we can interact. I don't know. It'll take some getting used to. It's like hanging out in a weird club. Right. There was one other thing I was going to bring up. Oh yes. I am tinkering. I'm tinkering with some designs at the moment for some merch. I want to do a hockey style jersey, like a lace, the old classic lace up jerseys. I'm in the process of finding out how much one of those is going to cost to do. In order to get them done, I need to do minimums. So if anyone's interested in a Resupply hockey jersey, let me know. And ice hockey, that is. Right. So that's enough of that. We like I said, I got a guest waiting in the wings. I'll bring him in. I don't want to mess him around too much. Let me just quickly change across to this. Hopefully this works. Hello, everyone. Say hello to Stallion.
Hey man, how's it going?
Oh, I forgot to change your name. It says that you're Old Man Than. Hang on, that needs to change.
Again. That's 2 out of 3 times now, man. And despite what Meatloaf says,
2 out of, was it that 2 out of 3 ain't bad or something?
yeah.
Stallion. I hate Meatloaf so much.
I like his songs, but I'm really not up with him politically these days.
Oh really? I hate his music.
I like his old stuff, but yeah, he's gone far right.
Has he?
Yeah, man. He was on stage with Republicans during the election campaign, screaming his old hits. He sounds horrid as well.
Oh, he sucks. He has always sucked in my opinion. He's just loud. He's one of those dudes. Like, kind of like me. I'm not funny. I'm just loud at a party. And if you could be louder than everyone else, perfect.
Well.
Blue name. How do you change your name, Ivan? I don't understand how you do that. You might have to fill me in. I'm a Twitch noob. Anyway, We
Twitch noob with 100 and something episodes.
Oh, dude. To be fair, actually, I don't know how many we have on that we've done live. A year's worth of show, one a year. So it must be half of our shows at this point have been on Twitch.
I started listening to you guys just about the point where you transferred over, and I think it was around the 70-ish mark.
Wow. Okay.
But
Okay, so not most of the shows.
Yeah.
You press the 3 dots on the phone, and then you press your name and change it. That seems pretty easy. Auntie 2, what's going on, my friend? Grand final flashbacks? So we have been chatting this morning, and just change the color, bro. We've been chatting this morning, and we were talking about like past events and stuff, and you've obviously got a bunch of photos that you have to share.
I do. I found some.
We'll get into those.
Sadly, not as many as I hoped for, because I swear I would have taken some sort of photographic device to every net that I went to. But,
well, so it inspired me to do a bunch of trolling before we went live. So I went on a bunch of people's
so
Facebooks.
you've got photos as well.
I have.
Oh,
I've got all my photos from like the ways back.
Yeah.
But nothing prior to 2006, I want to say. Damn.
Disembodied arm.
Yeah.
That lives around. Yeah. Yes.
Ghosts, mate. You got ghosts. That's a Star Wars droid BB-8. It sure is. That, my friend Ivan, came from the dump shop, and I paid $2 for it, and it was worth every penny. I fucking love the dump shop. So, but we'll get to we'll get to photos and stuff soon. But we'll talk about stuff before we get there, because I have to change scenes and it goes to looking less nice than it usually does.
Sure.
So you obviously came up last year. I want to say, was it last year or year before?
Yeah,
last year.
No, it's 2020, man.
I don't know. It's all COVID's got me like. COVID's
Well,
got
you
me.
were like, I was going to ask you. I guess you didn't go to PAX.
Well, so PAX is in October.
Oh,
It's
October.
it's still coming up, and I'm hopeful.
So you might. All right. So you've got that 8 weeks of guaranteed borders closed, and if everything goes right, it'll open just as you travel.
Well, so maybe. Who's the dumbass checking that out? I know, bro. Honestly, dump shop. There's so much cool stuff down there that people throw away. It boggles my mind. I don't understand how it works. I scored. I don't know where it is. I scored a big old Lego Technic remote control truck for $10 at a op shop. I was like, what a score. Anyway, I digress. So with the travel bubble closing, we were supposed to go over to Brisbane last week, and for my mum's 60th. And it would have been the first time that my whole family would have been together since my dad passed away. So it was pretty heartbreaking to cancel that trip. And with this new, saying that the travel bubble was closed, we are going to have to cancel my dad's headstone unveiling again.
Oh no!
Oh, dude, it's been rough. And to be fair, we've had it, way luckier than most. Thank you.
Really sucks.
Cheers.
I wanted a drink.
Fair. Oh, there's blue as in here. Yeah. So, thank you, Ivan. Appreciate it. We've had a, it's not the end of the world, but it just sucks. It just sucks when you can't see your family.
Oh yeah, like my sister-in-law and brother-in-law are over in Vietnam, and Vietnam for the longest time was considered one of the success stories, and they're in full lockdown.
Yeah.
Delta has taken hold, and they've closed everything apparently. The wife was telling me this morning that the sister-in-law is trying to make 1 week of groceries stretched for 3 weeks.
Oh, brutal, dude.
They've closed everything.
Yeah. It
So
goes to show the importance of prepping, doomsday prepping, which I partially am. When we went into our first lockdown, we had enough to last for months.
toilet paper.
No, that was the one thing, because honestly, like if you run out of toilet paper, just go wash your butt. Easy, just wash it, or drag it around the grass on the outside of your house or something. I don't know. There's ways around it. I think food's probably more important. Can't eat toilet paper. Yeah. So we are hopeful that the PAX trip is still gonna happen. Dogs will clean you up. Yuck.
Can we move on to a more palatable topic?
Well, so final point on that. If I'm hopeful that it goes ahead because as well as doing PAX, we are set to catch up with the Victorian contingent of the Laserforce community, and it would mean that we are going to be doing some lasers as well. So seeing Hoodie, Shawnee, Al, Ducky, Dragon, hopefully Auntie 2, all these people, and apologies if I missed anyone, but all these people who currently reside in Victoria, we were hopefully still, I'm very hopeful still that we get to catch up, we get to play some lasers as a crew, we get to have a meantime at PAX, and we'll see what happens, but we'll see. Holding out hope for a hero. But yeah, obviously, and we segued a smidge, but you came up for the Laserforce triple threat.
That was a blast. That was great.
Yeah, it was a really cool tournament.
Yeah, just the format of it was so innovative, and big shout out to Greg for coming up
making
with
it together.
All of those parameters.
Yeah.
Just made it fresh and new. I mean, it would have been new for me anyway because I'm so rusty. Hadn't played in so long, but it was just like, yeah. I mean, more challenging for me than anybody else because not only was I hadn't played in years, was learning so many new names.
Yeah.
And all that all in one go, but
because prior to that,
format.
it was me and Sneak, right? I think that's probably the extent of who was playing back in the early days when you were there, and even then, me and you didn't really know each other until recently. I mean, I knew you because you'd been around on the scene for ages, but I was fresh, towards the end of your playing.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was such a good tournament that that there has been talks of potentially doing another one. Yeah, me too. The initial thoughts were, do we? And this was prior to travel stuff, but the initial thoughts were, do we do it so that people can come over from Australia, or do we just worry about it being a New Zealand thing?
It really, really sucks.
Cheers. Because that's the big thing, right? Like, if the travel bubble was still open and people were able to come over, why not? Why not put the open invite out?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the moment, of course, New Zealand's still community transmission free. So if they did manage to come over, they'd be able to get back fine. But it's just that inbound quarantine that, of course, ruins effectively everyone because we our players who would come would not be able to cope. One that have difficulty even getting a spot because I saw a story just yesterday that said MIQ is booked until December as it is right now.
Oh, really?
So apparently,
crazy.
There's I saw this thread on Twitter where someone was complaining about it, and it's like they explained their lifestyle was for years they live half in New Zealand and half in, I think, Germany.
Yeah.
Because that's where the two adults are from, and so they keep bouncing between the countries and raising their kids. And it's like, but I can't come home. And it's like, well, and the top Twitter comment was, the team of 5 million is not at fault for your lifestyle choices.
Yeah, exactly right. We have family members that do something similar. They reside here 6 months out of the year during summer and then go back to the UK. And same thing. I mean, I haven't heard them, be that vocal about it, but it does seem like a very first world problem that you can't that your lifestyle needs to take a hit.
Well, I mean, for us in New Zealand, it's literally only overseas travel that's not normal.
Yeah, exactly right. Everything else seems to be,
take what you've got and be thankful.
Yeah, don't leave New Zealand. What are you stupid? Stay here. Here is good.
That's what Gabe Newell did.
But that's what?
Gabe Newell.
Who's Gabe Newell?
He owns Valve.
Oh yeah, the Steam guy. Yeah.
The Steam guy.
Steam guy.
He was just holidaying in New Zealand, and then locked down and went, you know what? I kind of like it here.
Yeah, I'll just stay here. It's fine. Weren't they talking about moving headquarters here or something?
They're seriously talking about going. We might just set up our office here.
Why not? Why not? It's pretty sweet here, I gotta say. Although we were driving around the other night, we saw this dude who was drunk as staggering around the streets, and we were heading out of town. This was last weekend. We were heading out of town early on the Saturday morning, and I was like, either that dude's real drunk or the zombie apocalypse is starting. And either way, we're getting the fuck out of Auckland. So, luckily, it was the former.
Anyway.
Yeah.
we're at the 20-minute mark. How about that Laserforce content?
Oh, fuck it. It's easy just to riff. If we do end up doing it, we'll put an open invite out to people from Australia. I'm thinking
unfortunately, there's pretty much no one down here that I can think of that would be interested in coming up, other than your ex-Auckland member, who I don't really know how to contact. But if you contact them, then
he's kind of famous now. Is old mate Andrew Chen. He set up the Auckland University Robotics Society or something, but they have transitioned to be a I don't know, robots club. But apparently he's quite famous now. Cool. I got no time for your laser games. I mean, maybe, you never know. You put the invite out and you see. I tried to get Deadly to come up last year. Maybe we have to poke him a little bit more. But we'll see. So we'll put the invite out. I'm thinking probably November, maybe mid to late November we could look at doing something. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
I just remembered. I'm going to be in Wellington in September. Maybe we can play some lasers. We'll see.
Well, I mean, Dimmy Hawk also has already let me know that he's coming down to Wellington at some point later in the year.
Right.
And I was like, obviously we'll hit up the lasers, but unfortunately I haven't heard anything from the last communique with Wellington management in a while. But my thinking was, the very least what we could probably do, maybe with you, if not Dimmy, is pull out the camera and walk through the Wellington maze and critique it.
Look, I that's something that I'd like to see as well happen. With GoPros and how cell phones are and the footage that we're able to capture. Speaking of which, I haven't actually looked at what we captured this week, but we can easily do that.
It's looking really good. I actually watched, I think all of them. Were there 4 in total?
There was 4, yeah.
Yeah, I watched your Commander game, and I had to call you out on one thing, man.
Yes, what was it?
Warning, 2 shots remaining.
Oh, tries to get the base!
D&D goes to the base. Do it!
Dude, it was so funny. Oh, like watching it back. I remember it happening, and watching it back, I was like, "You fucking idiot! It told you. It literally just told you have 2 shots, and you're like, oh, get the base, easy." Oh, that dude was so funny.
For it, I'm like, why would you
Why is he
burn a
doing
missile?
it? Yeah. Oh,
Why would
dude.
he burn a missile here? And then you shot it. I'm like,
It's so funny. I think I used all my missiles that game. I think.
exactly,
Yeah.
which is why I thought it was weird that you were going to go to missile the target.
All right.
Because you were there, and I'm like, he's got 2 shots. What does he expect?
Yeah. So that was actually something that I was thinking that we could have done today, was to go through some of that footage, but we'll leave that for another time. I think we'll get a few more different games under our belts, and yeah. Yeah, dude, I 100% agree. There was also a couple of times where borderline chases on other players. I think there was 2, and there was one where I called out DK for chasing me. Wasn't even close. But you know, whatever. But yeah,
it is what it is. Especially if you've got extended downtime, it can be really hard for the other player to know. But that doesn't remove the fact that it was a chase. So yeah,
exactly. And that's that's part of Space Marines, I suppose. Now, yes. So when we're down there, we shame. When we're down there, we could absolutely do that. I'd love to actually see you guys myself and
exactly. But especially if we are taking footage inside the maze that
you got to ask
to put in this format and critique it.
Yeah,
we're gonna need a go ahead. Because,
of course.
And especially with my comments that are already in the public record on this, that I feel the Wellington maze is not conducive to high level play. A critique of us against that maze is likely to not be overwhelmingly positive.
Well, so
it's going to have to be carefully handled.
Yeah, well, the way I see it is, we probably wouldn't publicly, bag it, because any Laserforce is worth playing at a place, unless unless it's dangerous, in which case you would bring that to attention. But yeah, I think it would be okay. My biggest concern would be the strippers, but that's a whole other thing.
Well, they need to be ordered separately, from what I understand.
Yeah, that's a BYO kind of scenario. So, do we want to go through some of the content that you have?
Yeah,
let me just if you share your screen, let me know.
To be honest, don't share the screen yet, because I don't have photos until a few nats down. So
okay. Well, we'll talk about other stuff. BYO Stripper, that's a new one. We'll talk about the other stuff first. So
so the very first thing is I did get a response back from from Napier.
Ooh.
So I asked how their location was, and literally all they said was unsure. It was a good building, but not good parking, and that's all they said. So unsure if their situation is there, if they're taking the plunge or still looking. So
when that happens, man, it's gonna be great. Having those 3 sites that we can hit.
Oh, for sure. But
New Plymouth is definitely on the cards. Maybe we sort out a
New Plymouth looks like it's worth going to regardless.
Yeah.
Right? Napier is a cherry on the top.
Yeah. It can't share his screen, hasn't closed all his questionable tabs yet.
I am prepped, buddy. I am prepped. All of this is clean.
Enhanced. I can't wait for that. Maybe early next year we talk to the community about doing a road trip down. Yeah, I'd love that. I can't wait for that.
Perhaps early next year would be great, because the holiday period would be they're busy.
Yeah.
And then when kids go back to school.
Yeah.
So maybe targeting
February or whenever.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Anyway,
it'd be good prep for Nats, assuming that Nats is going to happen next year as well. But I mean, if the bubble is closed, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could talk about COVID for another 20 minutes,
Yeah.
so let's not. So my idea to talk about was to kind of run through a conversation on the nationals that I attended back in the day. So the first time I was on the show, I think I covered the '99 tournament pretty well.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going
Was
to
that
touch
Texas?
on that. No, there's Newcastle, Australia, man.
Right.
I've only been to the States once, and
Right.
that was 2004. So that's going to be at the end of this little sequence. So the first Nats I was going to talk about was 2000. So again, briefly mentioned it last time, but I took a full team over for the first time, which was just amazing. And I got Laserforce management to pony up for some shirts. So I brought out my shirt.
Ooh. We got Laserforce. Wait, why is that backwards?
I don't know. It must be.
Let me. I can fix that.
Can you flip it, or can I? Do I have to?
Nah,
flip it?
that's on me. Hang on.
Oh, okay, right. If you can flip that.
Where are we?
Well, it says Stallion captain anyway.
Plan F with the host. Actually, that reminds me. If you haven't followed Plan F Gaming yet, I would absolutely love you guys to follow them. Feel free to chuck a link in chat there, Nate. Our boy Nate's getting into some streaming, so that's what this was.
Do I need to?
Nah, you're good now. You're good. So if you hold it up again.
All right, hold it up again. So yeah, so on the front it's just the standard shirts that you could buy, but they embroidered that, and then on the side, on the sleeve.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And on the back.
Australian National Laserforce Championships 2000. That's dope.
Yeah.
Is that printed on the back, or is it embroidered?
I'm not certain. It's not embroidered.
Okay,
it's
so it'll
printed.
be some. Yeah, that'll be a screen print.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So that's pretty cool. So I got those for all the kids. And yeah. So another thing that was funny as about 2000 was I tried to think outside the box, and I've never actually talked about this before since 2000. So I dreamed up. I was like, what's really important in Laserforce? Communication. What's also important? Trying to deny information from the other team. I came up with a bunch of hand signals that I drew up on a piece of paper and gave to everyone and said, memorize these. We are using these in the maze. And so we had hand signals for important shit. And we played against teams, and they're like, these guys are quiet as fuck. And so we had one game where we lost, I think we lost our ammo super, super early.
Yeah.
And Connor was our ammo. And so he died, and he walks out of the maze, and he's doing and this is one of the few that I remember back in this time. He was doing this, like, it's this, like, taking the magazine out of the gun. He's making the symbol, ammo eliminated. And we're like, shit. So we like bunkered hard, and the other team had no clue that we had lost the ammo.
Yeah.
And they did not understand what we were doing. And we're like, we're fucked because we lost the ammo in like 2 minutes. But because we never verbalized it, the other team took ages to realize that they should just push hard.
Yeah.
And we got a limbed out anyway.
As you do, because you run out of shots. So.
Yeah, and we sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was amusing. But yeah, I had like this cheat sheet of, I again lost in the midst of time, or else I would show it. But yeah, so I think I had symbols for dropping a nuke, medic eliminated, obviously,
yeah.
A bunch of other stuff, and of course, now with hindsight, it's just like, don't fucking do that. Just,
yeah.
Just use your words because it's faster.
Yeah.
But you know, like watching all those military films where it's all like,
yeah.
it's just like, oh, just fine, we'll do that. Because again, I didn't know any better.
Look, it's worth a try, right?
it's worth a try. I
Yeah.
mean, like, because everyone in Australia is just following the Brisbane template. So, yeah.
Hence, they're
Anyway,
doing something different over here.
yeah. So actually, that just reminds me of something else that happened at 2000, which was quite interesting.
Where was 2000?
So, Oakley, by the way.
Oakley,
Sorry, Melbourne.
yep.
Melbourne, Oakley. So there was a moment in a game where I was, as commander, I was attacking the opposition resupply, and I can't remember for the life of me what the names of the places they're based on, but it was like this, they had the resupply in like a columns area. I remember a lot of columns, and then there was like a catwalk that basically did like a U shape that looked down on it. And you had to be really careful when firing off this catwalk, because there was literally like a almost like it was like a beam. There was like a beam, and the beam was closer to the catwalk than it was into the area where the resupply was. And so you really had to be really careful to not blind fire off that catwalk, because the beam would occlude your shoulders just really, really easily. And naturally there's a ref standing up there, because it was a good point to shoot from if you could do it legally. And I made the most valiant attempt the world has ever seen to not blind fire the person who I was targeting. And I was like, yes, on my shoulder. And I took the shot, and I looked at the ref, and he's like,
that area is called the Horseshoe, apparently.
Okay, cool.
According to Hoodlum.
Sweet. Okay. But here's the thing. I got penalized for that.
Right.
And I went and I reread the rule, and I'm like, but the rule at the time says intended.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you could see that I did not intend to blind fire. I made absolutely every effort to not blind fire that shot. I failed, but I certainly did not intend to blind fire.
So here's the thing.
And so what I did, hold on. And so what I did was I basically, look, let's just have a tournament committee meeting and strike the word intent from this rule, because that's not how we enforce it. That's not how it should be played. Intent is always hard to rule on in any sport.
Yeah.
And we don't care about intent 99% of the time.
Yeah,
we care
what
about
happens.
the actual, just like the chasing we talked about like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether you intended to chase.
Yeah.
It matters whether you actually chased.
Yeah.
And so the tournament committee just went, we agree, strike the word intent from that rule. And I believe it's the same.
Well, so actually the rule has changed. The way that shot happens now is it's not so, because the chest is now a hittable target. Yeah. The rule states that if you are sighting down the barrel of your phaser, you can take that shot. So regardless of the position of the beam.
Sure, that was in the right, but I wasn't sighting down the phaser. I was lifting, trying to get the shoulder out. So
that's right. Yeah. So now, if you take a shot where you're like this, but you're being obstructed by other walls, you can still legally take the shot. Yeah. So I'm sure one of the guys will be able to like clarify.
That's fine. It's a story about changing the rule in the past. We don't need to go into what it is now. So yeah,
interesting.
And the last thing I was going to talk about from 2000 was these mean ass trophies, man. Yes. So the Warhammer 40k painted trophy is it's dope, man.
That's so cool.
And like, that was so good.
We were
someone painted like all of them, and like I think we had 6 teams because we finished 6. So 6 are 36, and then of course there was Golden Gun and MVP and all that type of stuff, and Medic Killer, and just really dope trophies. Like I've got a few Laserforce trophies over the years, but that Space Marines Warhammer 40k painted is still among the best. Because like the Masters one was just like pretty bog standard.
Still got a nice little Force logo in there, the old one.
Yeah,
which is cool.
It's sidetracked as well.
Oh, cool! Full on action.
Yeah.
So we were talking, and by we I mean myself and Mr. Doom from Auckland, aka Tales of a Servant, in chat. because he paints on the regular. He paints Warhammer on the regular. Is currently painting an X-wing that I found at the dump shop.
Oh, true. Yes, I remember
It's
the
fucking
X-wing.
huge, dude. Anyway, he's just like, this thing doesn't fit on my desk. It's knocking all my shit over. But he was like, we should do that again. We should bring them back for Nats. I was like, that's a great idea. And if not for Nats, like triple threat. Why not?
Like I said, out of all the trophies I've got, it's still one of my favorite, just because it's like a little bit different, and like you just got to respect the amount of time it takes to paint one of those.
Oh, it's crazy, right?
And I wish I had the photo that I clearly remember taking the photo of them all lined up on the trophy table or being handed out. It was just epic. I wish I could have found it, because I would be sharing it right now.
2003, we'll talk about this later, but they in Melbourne, actually, in Sidetrack, they had Warhammer. Wait, was it? No, it was 2005 in Brisbane. They had Warhammer figurines on trophies as well, except they, for the first, second, and third, they just spray painted them, gold, silver, bronze, which I think is a cool thing. It's easier to do than sitting down and actually detailing a figurine.
It's detailed as hell.
Yeah, it looks dope. Especially it was a sixth place. Could have just glued it to the thing, left it grey.
Could have phoned it in for sixth place. Yeah,
got half the figurine is stuck to a board. But yeah, that is pretty cool. It looks dope.
Yeah. Cool. So then 2001 was Brisbane, which was, holy shit, that's a big maze.
And it's only gotten bigger.
Yeah.
Actually, it got way big, and now some of the maze has been reclaimed.
Reclaimed, yeah. That'd be nice to see. I just have no idea when I'll be in Brisbane next. So I got another shirt.
Yes.
It's not as good as the first. It still says the same on the front.
It's still nicely embroidered though. That's cool.
Nothing on the sleeve. And unfortunately, the back writing has not really survived very well.
2001 International Laserforce Competition, Brisbane.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't really see it because the letter has completely fallen off. But I was it took a while to get Laserforce to be on board with another run of shirts, and I had to let my dad organise this part to actually talk to the screen printer. You can't see it. But when he, I love my dad, so sorry, Dad, for ripping on you here, but he spelled the word laser with a Z, and I'm like, I was like, what?
Yes.
I was like, are you kidding me? I've only been doing this for 5 years. It's a passion of mine, and you don't even know how to spell it correctly.
We're not American,
And it's like, it's an acronym. It's an acronym.
Laser is an acronym.
Yeah. Light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation.
Force.
Yes.
That's pretty funny because the Z is American thing, right? Like they added a Z, like they added a Z to everything.
I know, but it's stupid because it's the word stimulation.
I had no idea.
Anyway. So that was I was a bit bummed at that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just scratch
so
it off.
so 2001 because this is a funny type of thing because we actually had 5 New Zealanders Wellingtonians go over, and but we had agreed with Than that he would be in our team, and he was bringing a guy from Texas who my memory tells me his codename was Goofball.
Yeah, right.
And so I printed a couple of those shirts for those two, and Than brought me a Laserforce Sack shirt as well. So there were 4 of us, the 2 of them, and the other guy who came with us just got merked into another team.
Right.
And his team finished higher than we did.
Oh, no.
Because it was like Brisbaneites plus him, right?
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
Jeff, I think his name is. Jeff Willie.
Goofball?
Oh, unless I'm remembering that incorrectly.
That sounds very familiar. yeah, so, but yeah, so that was the year that I had accepted that Rusty was better than me. And, well,
It was a rough
it was true.
rough time.
Look, dude, I'm a fairly pragmatic guy, right? So obviously in 2000 I played Commander because one, I was the captain. Two, it was Rusty's first tournament, and I put him as heavy.
Right.
Right. I'm like, I'm Commander, you're heavy. Let's do our best. And it was really in the year between 2000 and 2001 that Rusty noticeably passed me. Like, you could argue that on our home site, he might have shaded me in 2000. But due to his inexperience at nationals level, I took on myself the commander role.
Right.
But for 2001, it was clear. So I'm like, you're playing commander because you're better.
Right.
And I'm playing heavy. So, and I do remember one quite specific instance that still rankled me a little. Because Brisbane had an in-arena screen at the time.
Yeah.
And it was at the arse end of the arena, like nowhere near where you would have resupply.
In Brisbane?
So in Brisbane.
Yeah, it's up,
so you
what they call was next to the kitchen. I
it
forget
was
what that area.
It was
like
under the obs deck.
Yeah,
is what I remember. It was under the obs deck, and there was one game where I ran all the way down to check the screen, and it was Rusty 60+ specials, enemy medic 9 lives.
Yeah, right.
So I start yelling at him to drop his nukes.
Yeah,
and he's like, "I don't want it," and I'm like, "Drop your fucking nukes." And he got pissy at me because I think he was in the middle of a really promising attack, and I'm like, just step back and drop your nukes and kill the medic and let's get the elim. And my memory gets quite fuzzy here. I think he tried to drop them almost in the face of the other team, and I think he got the first nuke fizzled. I'm not certain. But after the game, I'm like, dude, if I tell you to drop your nukes, fucking drop your nukes. And I actually got a bit heated, and Than immediately jumped in and started playing Peacemaker. And I'm like, Than, this isn't the time to Peacemaker. This is the time to actually respect the chain of command, buddy.
So it's an interesting point because we've talked about this, not this particular situation, but we've talked about nuke dropping with Rusty prior, and you know, we've asked him about his nuke drops and why you would want to leave them to the end or chain, you know, 4 or 5 or whatever. And his reasoning has been, and it's something I never thought about, and I'm not saying that this is particularly the case for this instance, but he was saying that if it's early in the tournament, he will look to hold his nukes so that he has more time in an arena to learn the maze properly. And again, I'm not saying that this is that particular instance, but it is something that I never actually considered. You know, I've been playing this game for fucking ever.
This was mid-tournament.
Yeah.
And we've been there, like... And this is Rusty's second nationals ever.
Yeah.
And first playing commander.
Yeah.
So, like, that what you just said...
It's fun. Sometimes it's fun to punish the other team.
Right, but again, we had come off 2000 where we had not won a single game from memory.
Yeah.
And I think this was the Newcastle team we were playing against.
Right.
And we were slightly stronger than them.
Yeah.
And so I was like, we've got a chance at a limb here. We're taking it because I can, you know, Rusty's, what you just described is a very nuanced, experienced position of strength view.
Mm.
And I was in I want to win a game, please view. So anyway,
and I can understand that too.
Now, so, yeah.
Like I've been in that position too, where you play, like my first Nats 2003 didn't win a game. I don't think we won one in 2005 either. Didn't win a game. Auckland hadn't won a game in 2002, as far as I'm aware. You know, we played, or maybe they did. I don't know. I don't think so. But you know, Auckland went a long time without getting a game, let alone a match. You know, so I understand.
Yeah, so Wellington actually managed to achieve that in our second Nats.
Nice.
So,
yeah. Never drop your nukes until you get 20 meter hits. 100% hoodie. Yep, accurate.
Yeah.
We had one of our new guys. Did you meet Zeller when you came up here? I don't think actually he didn't play. He didn't play the tournament. I don't think. He played a commander game this week. After it's funny, and he said he watched the point of view videos, and then he said that they were like really eye opening because you don't pick up this stuff unless you can see it firsthand.
Yeah.
And,
even I learned stuff from those. Really good.
Oh, that's so much fun to do as well. But he said he ended up dropping like 4 nukes in a row, and I was like, cool. Like I wouldn't suggest doing that all the time, but like killed it. Well done. Dude, it was like significant. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, and that was that Nats was 2000 in Brisbane, 2001
Brisbane.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. So then in 2002, it was in Auckland.
It sure was.
I was the tournament organizer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah. So yeah, Than passed me the baton at the 2001 award ceremony, saying it's on Stallion.
We didn't really have anyone up here that like would have been suitable to do it, right?
Well, you guys weren't at 2001 anyway, so
Right.
It was me talking directly to the owner, saying, and this is directly driven by the fact that Wellington's field at the time, the old field, gone, was simply unacceptable for competitive.
And not just the field, but the equipment as well.
field equipment, everything was just really bad. And it would not have worked. And so I was just like, there's only one arena in the country that is able to hold this, and it's going to be Auckland. So I probably, like, one of the few times the tournament organizer has organized the tournament not at their home site, I would imagine. But yeah, so I teed him up. Like, I think I'm literally speculating because my memory is not supplying this, but I must have at least broached the subject with the Auckland ownership prior to agreeing with Traj that I would take on 2002 organising, because I couldn't have done that and gone, hey, Auckland, do you want it? And Auckland goes, no. And then I go, oops.
Yeah.
So I must have broached it. And so I just scheduled it, and I can't quite remember why Brisbane didn't come. I'm not certain, because like I got it scheduled in with months, what I felt were sufficient months in advance, because Oakley came.
Yeah.
Because Oakley won that tournament against us in the final, and it was close. I felt it was close.
How many teams? Like 5 teams, or if that.
I can't remember,
because that would have been definitely small. It was definitely a small tournament.
Yeah, because it was Wellington, Oakley, and I'm pretty sure there was Auckland A, Auckland B, and that might have been it.
You're right. I have no idea who was in that Auckland team. We have to talk to some of the old boys. I know. Again,
I sadly don't have any photos to draw from it, so I can't remember.
Stupid old days with no cell phones.
Well, I had cameras. Like I had a small Sony Cybershot that I used to carry with me almost all the time. So I would have taken photos, but they were not in the folder that I thought they were in when I started looking this morning. So,
right on.
Yeah. So we ran a Masters, which from conversations on the pod, I believe might actually be the last time Masters was held at Nats.
I think so. I seem to remember hearing that there was a D&D something at that year as well. Did you guys do something D&D related that year?
It's Masters and Space Marines.
Right.
Nothing. No,
I remember somebody doing a D&D something.
Well, it wasn't us.
Right.
And here is my coveted second place trophy.
Look how old that thing is, man.
Yeah, I know. It's been sitting on the shelf for 19 years.
Masters, second place, Auckland 2002. That's the kind of shit that you would find with like a metal detector at the beach. Oh, that font is cool. Look at that engraving work. Did you ever drink out of it?
No.
I mean, not now. You get tetanus now.
Yeah, but that was pretty cool, actually. I think the owner got a little bit, didn't quite understand what I was saying when we need to supply some trophies.
Yeah.
Because he went hard out and got some really nice ones, but it meant that there wasn't trophies for everyone.
Yeah.
Like Rusty's for winning the Masters, obviously, was actually from memory big.
Yeah.
Like it was probably twice the size of this. It actually was pretty impressive. But it really didn't go down very far. Like beyond about third place, I think it was just handshake.
You know what? I'm okay with that too. I've been to a lot of tournaments where they have
everyone. Hey, sixth place, buddy.
Yeah,
I've
got a bunch of those trophies, 5th, 6th, 7th place trophies. I'm like, really, you could have taken that money and put it into either making the other trophies better or the awards dinner. Because if you, not everyone needs a trophy.
Yeah.
Participation is cool, doesn't require a trophy.
Valid point. But remember, I'd come from the previous tournaments where it was, here's your 6th place trophy.
Yeah.
Here's your...
And at the time,
and Masters went down to like something like 16 places, and they're still handing out bits and pieces.
Really?
Yeah. But anyway, so that was what it is. And of course, the other really distinct thing from 2002 was there was one game where playing heavy and defending the resupply. And I remember where I was, where Blue Gen is right now.
Yeah.
We tucked our resupply in there, and I... Oh, hold on a second.
No,
sure.
not quite yet, sorry.
Not quite yet? All right. The wife's going. All right. Love you. Bye.
See ya.
Yeah, so I was playing heavy and defending the resupply in what is Blue Gen now.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was an Auckland player, kept coming around through where the beacon is and blind firing me every time.
Yep.
Every time. And I had a ref behind me, and I was just like, he blind fired me again. He like probably 6 or 7 or 8 times, and he'd blind fire me and then come in and shoot the resupply.
Yeah.
So we were getting absolutely picked on.
So
and for the one time in my competitive Laserforce career, I gave up.
Yeah.
I went and stood in the middle of the maze and said, eliminate me so I can go and complain about all these penalties. And I complained about them and got a shitload awarded.
Yeah.
And then Rusty complained about me because I stopped trying, he got unsportsmanlike conduct against me and busted me to medic, and the tournament committee busted me to medic for a game.
Yeah. You know what? I'm all right with that.
And I was like, I can see the point, but having my own teammate do that fucking hurt.
So here's the thing. Like I've made it a point in Auckland that giving up in games sucks. It's such a shitty thing to do because it affects your team, because then they get dragged down with with you.
Well, I'm not saying it was the wrong decision. I'm saying that it hurt.
Yeah. And
it hurt more because it was levied against me by a member of my own team.
I just give up on life instead. Slayman, favorite trophy 2004 Nats, 4th place out of 4 teams. Bro, I've got a couple of those types of trophies. They're great.
And that was but all in all, that was a pretty reasonable tournament, I thought.
So from a referee's perspective, the way that should have been handled at the time for that referee is they go and they warn the player in game, and it's so often and we still see it like now. There's so often that referees are afraid to move around to get into positions in the maze. They get told to go stand in the area and they just stand there and watch. And now with referees being able to shoot people in the game,
it's more interactive.
Yeah. Whereas this, you know, then you have a 2-hour meeting after the game, you know, with the referee. It was brutal, absolutely brutal.
Yeah, and like literally taking that specific example, the player comes around the corner, blind fires me, and then carries on to shoot the resupply.
Yeah.
In this day and age, the referee would be like,
bang, yeah,
no,
get out of here.
You're not allowed to shoot the resupply because you have committed an infraction to gain that advantage. No.
2004 Nats favorite team in Week of Lasers ever. Who was on your team, Slam Man? Name some names. I think we're going to talk about 2004 Nats as well.
We're talking about I've got photos from Sacramento.
Awesome.
You know.
We'll get there. We'll finish off here.
We'll get there. Right. Well, that's pretty much all I was going to say about 2002, and we can probably do some photos now because in 2002.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows that I had a relationship with Susie for a while, and so in 2002 I went and visited her at Christmas. So I've got some photos from at Laserforce in Oakley in 2002. So not a Nats.
I'll just change to this. Here we go. So we're in screen sharing in Discord. Let's watch the stream. Oh, starting off strong. See, that here is what I remember.
yeah. Like you
feel
can
like we
see,
should all referees wearing GoPro on the head.
Just at the end there.
It'll make reviewing penalties.
I have no idea who this is.
That guy's name is Shane. He played out of Ballarat, I believe. That's not Wasp. Wolfman, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Hang on. I feel like we should all have referees wearing a GoPro on the head. It'll make refereeing penalties easier. Obviously, across the Undertaker. So that's the thing, Shawnee. With using the ref suits, it does away with that now, which is good. You don't really have to review penalties because they're not as big a deal as they used to be, which is good. I think it's a step in the right direction. That was Shane, right, Auntie too?
Yeah. And here's Georgie and Snookums.
So wait, which year was this? Where is this?
This is still 2002. These are a bunch of photos from Christmas 2002.
Christmas 2002.
So this is not in Nationals. This is me visiting Susie
in Ballarat.
In Melbourne. No, Melbourne.
In Melbourne.
This is the Melbourne Laserforce. I did take a road trip to the Ballarat Laserforce that year as well. Trip as well to see it, but I don't think I have any photos.
Discus to
the Swedes.
Rubber ducking the Detroit player. Oh, what kind of were you on a Merc team, Slam Man, or was that like a West Coast kind of?
It looks like Ballarat.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't look like Sidetracked. I don't remember the.
Okay, all right. Well, I've got some arena photos. Ooh. I can't tell you what. I mean, unfortunately, they're pretty
classic barrels.
Yeah.
Those two lovebirds. Who was that? If you go back to the.
Well, that's George.
That's George. And Snookums, you said.
I think it's Snookums. They're still together. They got 4 kids, man.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I'm friends with her on Facebook, but I don't really talk to her much.
Right. Snook and Georgie.
Yeah.
It's a mixed team, Sacramento and Detroit. Interesting.
Oh, that's a horrid photo. We'll skip past that one. Oh, here we go. Here's a bit more. Better
skeletons.
Lighting. Yeah.
It's so hard to take good arena photos.
It is, especially if the house lights aren't on.
Yeah. And like you said, like that's kind of the benefit of a walkthrough. Like, then you get a good sense of where everything is. Otherwise, it's just
running in the maze.
Oh, look at that screen! Yes, please. Oh, I love that so much.
Good. Yeah, that's a pretty old school shot.
That's right. I forgot that's how they used to look.
Yeah.
For all you kids,
you can see that was a game of shadows.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
That's a game of shadows. So after the game, obviously, it's game over.
We played Gen 4 best gen.
This is Gen 4.
Yeah.
This is Gen 4. Oh, I'm sorry, that's on its side. Can I rotate? There we go.
Who's that? I don't recognize who that is.
Oh, I don't know. It might be an employee, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not certain. But yeah, that's 100% Gen 4. Cool. So that's all my 2002 photos. Sadly, nothing from the tournament, just that Christmas trip.
Yeah.
I did look. So.
You sure that's Bella? Yeah, that looks like Ballarat.
It might be Ballarat.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought it was sidetracked, but it very well might be Ballarat. So. I defer to the people in chat who know it better. So that's the end of those photos.
Yeah.
We can go straight to the next ones because
yeah.
Like we talked about, if I was going to talking about 2003, probably like maybe not. So I can just go.
We can talk about it. It's fine. There's obviously some history with 2003 that we try not to dredge up too often.
Yeah, well, so 2003 was back in Oakley, and
if you got photos though, hell yes.
No, I've got no photos from 2003.
Does anyone have any photos? Anyone out there have any photos from 2003, 2002, 2005?
See, I should have, but I checked my folder on my old computer. I'd have to go through another old computer, which is buried under my desk and not been powered on for years.
Yeah.
So,
did the dude behind you ask you to touch your toes and cough? Maybe. That's an important part of Laserforce, is making sure everyone's healthy.
What are you talking about? It's just weird.
Here we go. Watch stream. Let's see these.
So
this was from when?
This is the Auckland Wellington combined trip to Napier in 2004.
That's such an impressive shop front for Force. It looks really cool. I think that looks really cool.
Yeah.
Really inviting.
Now there's a big fucking bicycle on there.
Damn it. You have albums of Facebook of Nats from 2009, 10, and 14. And Auntie 2 has 2007, 2008. Auntie 2, I may have trawled through your Facebook photos to see if I can find some, but I have all of your photos already. So,
right. So this is the floor plan of the now defunct.
Oh, that's right. The upstairs thing was kind of like a balcony that looked out across the maze.
Yeah. So this is a big balcony that fires down. And you can see this in the photos. So,
all right.
Just random.
Now, we were talking about it before. There are some. I recognize a lot of the faces back here, so we can go through them once we get there.
Yeah, so this was some photos with the house lights on.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the Stargate, coming into the arena. So, just
big old ladder, some plastic barrels.
Barrels.
I'd be interested to see if there was any Laserforce arenas that don't have barrels.
Does Game Over have barrels?
Game Over may not have barrels, actually.
It just has fucking big safari creatures.
Yeah, I tripped on a lion. It was bullshit. It might have been a tiger, actually, to be fair.
Yeah. So this is the left-hand side ramp. Facing in from the Stargate, this is the left-hand side ramp going up. And pretty sure that is a shot from the previous photo looking back towards the Stargate.
Yeah.
And then that is looking directly across. So you can see this is the start of the balcony here.
You love that a Stargate is the same as a fish and chip shop entrance. That's what I call the entrance to my local fish and chip shop. It's a Stargate right here.
Oh my god!
Take you to a magical land of deep fried goodness.
Right. So here we are. Oh, this is the top of the left-hand ramp.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's funny because the thing I remember about playing here, it was the first night that we played, and I had taken some illicit substances. I won't say which, but But I remember thinking I was playing like awesome, just like killing it. And
I'm trying to remember, was that a target? Was
Ooh,
that
I
alien
don't
hit a
know.
target or just a... Not certain.
The only thing I remember really from that night though was you yelling at me for chasing you. Yeah, you were like, it was either chasing or blind. You were just like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my god. That was good.
This all looks. This is all upstairs, I think.
Yeah, those tiny cutouts. They were sons of bitches, man. I hate cutouts so much.
Oh, I'm pretty sure this is the way that they ran the generator that was on the lower floor.
Oh, they
because I think
feed it through.
Yeah, I think all the wiring was across the roof.
Yeah.
And they had to feed it down these pipes.
That's kind of cool.
Feed it down these pipes to have the generator actually appear at the top of the roof on the floor underneath.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is at the top of the right-hand side ramp looking along the balcony. And here is... So, you remember me mentioning it in a previous pod where, like, we came and we played this arena and then we immediately gave the feedback saying...
Put walls up.
These ramps, this side and the other side, you need to raise these walls because otherwise it is shooting gallery.
It's a god, yeah.
Yeah, and a game becomes get to upstairs and then
The
dominate
other team
upstairs.
can't do anything.
And and especially in a team game, you're absolutely sorted. So yeah, they listened and they raised these walls, and
Smart.
I was like,
Yeah, because if you were on the ramp, you could get shot from anywhere along that whole front of upstairs. Yeah.
Anywhere.
It was brutal.
Anywhere. Including from like the other ramp or
Yeah.
downstairs. Literally everywhere.
It was brutal. Yeah, so getting upstairs was not even doable.
So here we go. So there's Sneak.
Yeah. It's Sneak. That's Green Socks.
Yeah.
That is Hayden from Wellington. I think he played under Mac 5 was his code name.
Really? Any idea about that?
That might be Diablo. I think that's Diablo. That looks like is that Gin?
No, definitely not.
That's someone from Wellington. It was someone from the Wellington site. I can't remember his name. He might be the only one I don't remember. And that looks like Trips.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because of that's how I know the other player is Diablo, because those two were like inseparable.
Right. Spider on the roof.
Hey Dolly, how are you? Dolly, we're gonna come down at some point because there's a Laserforce that opened up in Bolorama in New Plymouth, so we're gonna have to come down for a road trip and come see you.
Wait, is Dolly in New Plymouth?
Dolly is in New Plymouth, yeah.
Oh shit! I did not know.
Yeah. There's those pipes.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't the Gen target then, because
maybe you shot up into the pipes.
No, I don't think so. I can't remember. Last time I played there, before they closed, they're all on the wall now.
Right.
So this upstairs.
The green target has been moved upstairs.
Those pipes were where it was. It used to be there, and then they moved
and then they moved it.
Oh, sorry, flicked through too fast. There we go.
Right, so that's Sneak, obviously, with lots of hair and no glasses, and I'm pretty sure that other guy, I think his name was Gus. I think.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. So happy.
More blurry photos, more barrels.
More barrels.
Spider again. Right.
Alright. So this is a bunch of people.
Yeah. So that's Deadly for sure.
Yeah.
So I know we're starting right to left. So that's Deadly. That's Baden.
Yep. That's Mac 5.
Yep.
Pretty sure that's Gus. I think that's what his name was.
Yep.
That is Nightmare, played out of Auckland.
Yeah.
Trips.
Yep.
Green Socks.
Who's this guy?
That'd be yours truly. This dude right here.
Right next door.
The only photo of me from that year.
You're not next door. You're
next door to everyone, mate.
And
I don't know who that was in the middle.
Yeah,
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, and we talking earlier, we're pretty sure that's Sacred
Pretty
and
sure.
Truth.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's Sacred and Truth. Those two there.
And then it's my boy Virus, who I miss. I wish he would come home.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
And
that was a cool photo.
That's just employees. So that was Paul. I think he was the owner, definitely the manager, if not the owner manager as well. And that's just random staff. Oh yeah, and that's Gray and Secret again and
Gus.
Yeah.
who was a Wellington player. He absolutely was a Wellington player.
No recollection.
Look, random kids. There's the screen.
Wow. Yeah.
Crack up.
Right.
Oh.
So now we jump to the 2004 Nationals in Sacramento,
yes.
And like this is me, and like, you know how when you start out on a trip and people just don't take photos.
Yeah.
I actually try to do the whole. Let's take a photo at the start of the trip so we can see. But it's the before photo, right? Because you get the after photo, you look like a mess. So this is the last
Stallion.
Yeah, right. And this was the last time that I was clean shaven because I took my razor to America, but I was there for 3 weeks, and the different power supply voltage thing meant I couldn't use it. So I came back with a beard, and it's still there today.
Shavings for suckers. Dolly, when are we coming down? So we'll talk about it later. But I think, what did we say before? Early next year, maybe February.
Yeah. Maybe after, I'm just going to close these blinds a tiny bit because the Venetians and the sun moving is starting to make me more stripy than the shirt does. There we go. That's a bit better. So this is the big 2004 America trip.
To Sacramento?
Sacramento. Though we landed in San Francisco, and me and Susie coordinated so that we both arrived and left together. So this is me after arriving in Sacramento. So I already have a story. So on the plane, in New Zealand plane descending into Sacramento, they hand out the documentation that you need to fill in to be allowed into the US.
Yeah.
Because, at once upon a time they let any riffraff in, but now they're a bit more picky. So I'm filling out the documentation and filling it in truthfully because, and I get to the section which is like where is the address of where you will be predominantly residing? And I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was staying with Than.
Yeah.
I was bunking with him.
You should just write Than's house.
But I didn't know the address.
Yeah.
Because, again, first time to America, I didn't know that this is a piece of information that they wanted to know. And I wasn't stressing too much because I'll be like, I will turn on my phone. I will text, once we touch down.
Yeah.
I will text him. He will give me the address and I will write it in the form before I get to the front of the queue.
Yeah.
So I land, get off the plane, and go to turn on my phone. And my phone doesn't turn on. And I took like 20 minutes getting towards the front of the queue or whatever it was.
That's pretty quick.
Whatever the duration of time was nothing more than me trying to turn my phone. And it did not turn on.
Yeah.
And so I got to the front of the queue and I had the choice to make. And I did what I felt was the best option, which was explain to the gentleman or lady, I can't remember, that I was staying with a friend. They were picking me up at the airport. I did not know their address. I had tried to turn on my phone so I could text them and say, hey, what are the details? But my phone wasn't playing ball and I didn't know why, and I'm really sorry. And I got shunted to INS secondary, which is where they put the trouble cases. And, yeah. And I shit you not, all of these people, and this was 2004, right? So it was after September 11th.
Yeah.
And all of these people are paid. They are paid to have no sense of humor.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had to tell the story again to the person there. And they're like, well, what can, I can't remember what they said, or something like, what can you tell us? And I'm like, well, this is the name of the person.
Yeah.
I'm like, and this is like, I'm praying that Chris's not very Americanized last, I hope I'm not insulting him here, but I'm like, I hope that Chris's last name is sufficiently not extremely common that they can actually narrow it down and go, this person might be, because if I'd been like, oh, his name's John Doe or John Smith or whatever, they'd be like, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
So, and like, they sat me in INE secondary for an hour.
That's brutal.
And my phone is still not turning on, so I've got zero way to contact Thad and say,
I've been detained.
Yeah, I'm not out in the concourse yet.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, if I turned it on, I'd be like, "What's your address, mate? What's your address?"
Yeah.
But second is like, I hope he's not pissing himself, going, "Oh, where the fuck is this guy? Not answering his phone. Why have I driven all the way down to San Francisco from Sacramento for him?
Yeah.
What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And I'm just trying not to lose it because I'm by myself too, right? I've got no one to turn to.
Yeah. And it's like scary, like US Customs is a scary place.
I landed in San Francisco and in 15 minutes saw more guns than I had in the entire
exactly.
of my life. Because every single guard, in every single person with any sort of uniform in that airport has a gun
on their hip, yeah.
And it's like, don't piss that guy off. Don't piss that guy off. Don't push that lady. Just everything. So to try and make it to wrap it up, after an hour and everything that I was able to glean from them, they stamped my entry visa and let me out.
Perfect.
And I grabbed all my gear and ran into the concourse and went, fuck. She's not waiting at the entrance from international arrivals. I walked up, I walked down, I walked the entire length of everywhere I could see for arrivals and went, I'm well and truly fucked. And I'm like, what can I do? What is my option here?
Yeah.
And I went, the only thing I can think of is I get on a payphone, I call my dad back in New Zealand and get my dad to ask Tradge's mum to let Tradge know the situation. So a really circuitous route, right? And I've literally got quarters in my hand, walking towards the payphone, and Thad saunters in the door and goes, sorry, man, I took a wrong turn. I texted you, though.
Outstanding.
And I was like, you have no idea how happy I am to see you.
You're like, I've been waiting so long.
No, he was like, he took a wrong turn and San Fran traffic. It took an hour for him to get back or whatever. But he was like, I texted Stallion, he's fine.
Wait, that's so funny. Like, we did that on the last trip to San Fran.
I was close to like taking my phone out in front of him, throwing it on the floor and stomping on it. I was like,
we dropped virus.
I was there for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And about week 2.5, I'm like, this fucking thing. Boop, boop. Are you shitting me, phone? Because by then I was fine, because like Dan let me work on his laptop and I'd logged into a bunch of shit. So I was able to people and stuff. But oh my God, that hour was one of the longest of my life, because I'm like, they could deport me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would be screwed.
Yeah.
Absolutely screwed. So, and for obvious reasons, there is not a photo documenting this situation, because if I had done something like taking out a camera and taken a picture. Anyway, so this is San Fran, because that's the Golden Gate, obviously. And yeah. So this is up in SAC. I have no idea who this is. This is some random person getting some serious.
I recognize that dude at the back, but
This
I can't.
guy?
Yeah.
There's a more clear photo, because this is just some crazy shit, and I'm like, America?
This is the Sacramento kid. Hey, Slam Man.
This is Sacramento.
Is
Ah.
that you, Slam Man? Not in the chair, but is that you doing the taping?
It's...
Tab.
Just.
It looks like every Nazi you've ever been to. I have met that guy. Watch the
Look,
video right now.
Nah, Stan himself. Look at that.
Ooh. No. I'll watch it after Ivan. I'll watch the video after, man.
Yeah. So just this poor kid.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Anyway, this is just shenanigans and more shenanigans. So that was a center employee,
Right?
Who asked me some dumb fucking questions, man. Like, I took a photo of her because she was just like, I'd already heard stories, right, of Americans just being very insular from the rest of the world,
Right.
And I got some doozies of questions out of this. So, like, I literally got, so you're not American, right?
Yeah, no, I am. I just from the South.
Word for word, how come you speak English so good? Like, seeing into my brain.
The sheep question? Slam Man said the sheep question.
Yeah, because I was like, because I started talking about, New Zealand a little bit. I'm like, do you know we've got 60 million sheep in our country? And she was like, wow. Do you have a pet sheep?
Hey, look, to be fair, that's a fair question, because I know people that had pet sheep.
Yeah. And,
oh, no.
and I also, and like, again, the same conversation, like wanting to learn about our country is like, do you have Christmas where you're from?
Sorry, I missed all of what you said. I pulled my headphones out.
Oh,
it's our boy.
The last question is
Fuku.
You have Christmas where you're from.
Christmas where you're from. Outstanding. Yeah. That's a boy Fuku. Awesome.
Yeah, it's too good not to.
Hashtag Black Fuku.
So here's a bunch more peeps. Look, there's
Sean.
There's a DK.
DK. Look how California those kids are.
Yeah, so California.
That's so awesome.
Oh. And what else? Oh, so there's Al over on the right.
Oh, yeah.
And there's Susie just in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And look, there are a couple of troopers in that table at the back.
Oh,
there.
yeah. You're like, hey, man, can I play with your gun?
I'm really good. You should see my percentage.
You're high from photos
No
like
way.
Ben.
No way. So there's just, I can't even remember what this restaurant is.
Is that Stu? Is it Jeremy right there in the glasses? Looks like the
at the
side
front,
of his face.
next to
Next to Al, yeah. Stu, if you're around, is that you? It looks like you. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, look at them. Look at those little guys. Yeah, that's Stu.
Yeah.
DK.
DK.
Oh, it looks like
again.
Then again next to Yama.
Yeah.
Looks like Yama.
Yeah. I can't remember these two girls' names, but they played on SAC.
Oh, you guys are at Mal's? Mean. Who was that to the left of Al? That was the Swedes? So that's who you played with, Slam Man? On your team?
Yeah.
Do you know who that was next to Al in that photo? It's Chad. Is it actually Chad? That's Chad?
No. Okay.
Chad, it is Chad. So he must have been Australian, no?
Yeah.
Right.
So this is the largest dog I'd ever seen in my life.
That's a horse. I think you'll find that's a horse.
That dog is. So this is the foyer of Laserforce SAC.
Yeah, it looks way different back then.
I don't remember who those two are.
Oh, that was the owner at the time, Amber. Oh yeah, I have heard her name.
The
Chad.
woman with the dog, though.
Yes.
It was the woman with the dog.
One
I
with the
don't know
dog,
who these
Amber.
two-
I don't know who these two are.
These two are.
Big boy, good boy. You.
Right. So now we got the team photos.
Oh, yes,
Team
please.
photos. Yeah. So
Wait, is that who is that in between Cordy and Sean? Is that that's not Lucky. That's Yama's brother, I think.
well, that's Lucky in the middle, right? That's what
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Lucky,
that's
is
right.
that
That's
true?
Lucky right there.
Yeah.
So you have Yama, you have Lejeune, who we played with in Sacramento 2017, I want to say. You gotta go soon. That's all good, bro. The knackle. What the fuck is the knackle? You got Lucky. You've got Kordash. I think that's Yama's brother. Can't remember Ian. That's right, Ian. And then Dark Knight, aka Sean.
Yeah.
I've forgotten about the neck. What the fuck is a knackle? Oh, that's a cool photo.
Oh, I've got more. Right.
Is that the X's?
No,
No. Oh, might be.
I can't remember.
Do you know? Do you know these players? That's the X's, right?
Well, I mean, in DK Than and
Fuku.
yeah, Yuku, whatever.
Who were the? Wait, weren't you in the X's, Slam Man? Twig. No, you said before you were in you played with the hybrid. Not for this one, right? DK and Than as babies? Yeah, for sure. Look how much hair Than has. That's so awesome. The dude all the way to the left looks familiar, but I can't place him. And I didn't know Twig or the guy second him from the left.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Again, this was me doing you got to get team photos at the start of the competition because at the end of the competition, no one's got time for that. Like, it's been, you get your team photos before people get injured. Right?
Yes, for sure. And once you get them out of the way as well, like you've got them, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. So these have never, by the way, before seen the light of day.
This is awesome. What's up, Tucker? What's going on?
Yeah.
We're reminiscing. Oh, look at those handsome. Wait, okay, so Slam Man, which one are you, my friend? You've got to go. See you, Ivan. Thanks for hanging out, bro. Appreciate it. Josiah's getting ready to go.
He's his guess.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that that's you all the way on the right. I will, dude. It is, yes, right on. So I've seen him a bunch, but who's standing next to Stu in the red? The super tall one. Chad was from Alabama originally, so it makes more sense now. Ducky. Wait, what was his full name? What was his full code name? And who is that short dude? That looks like American Sneak. Rubber Ducky, that's right. So the Swedes, Ducky, Stu, American Sneak, and then our boy Slam Man and chat. He's from Detroit, right on. Detroit Sneak.
All right. I have got the team photo that I'm in, but it's not quite in order for some reason.
Right.
So that's just. Oh, look, there's Susie in the background.
That looks like Flame Drake next to her. Is that Flamey? Did he go with you?
There's a better photo coming up. I can't
18-year-old Slam Man. How far back has the hair traveled? Ah! Welcome to the Resupply with me, DK. All the way back here, bro. It is Flamey. Right. It was Flamey. Cheers, Stu. Look at that dude. Where are you guys? That's not a Denny's. Looks like a Denny's menu, but it's not
some
Denny's.
some restaurant. Yeah, who cares?
One of the Swedes.
One of the Swedes, both of the Swedes.
It is Denny's. Oh, rad.
It probably is.
I was like, the menu, big and laminated. Must be a Denny's.
There we go.
Woo-hoo.
There we go.
Look at these dudes.
There's this team.
So who was on your team? Do you remember?
Apart from Al and Susie, it's really obvious. I honestly can't remember those other three.
Well, so Flame Drake's all the way on the left. He's a Brisbane player.
Yeah.
I don't recognize the two in the middle though.
No.
Did they travel from down under, or they?
I honestly can't remember.
Top
I mean,
Gun
that
was
kid, the kid next to me looks really young.
Real
so-
young. Top
real
Gun
young.
apparently is his name. Anyone recognize the person to his left?
Slam. Top Gun was he US or was he did we merc a Sacramento player in, or did he travel? Because I can't tell you.
He was from Sacramento. Right on.
Okay, all right. Well, because that's that's transporting a minor across state lines.
That's Chad and some child Stallion picked up at the airport. Right on. Did we need a sixth? Come play laser tag with me in Sacramento.
Hey, I already told my airport story. Nothing more.
Yeah, that definitely would have got you departed.
Ordered.
That's awesome. It's so cool, like, that you have these photos.
So yeah, oh man.
Oh,
So
King Lucky.
one of the party rooms, I guess.
They
doing
had
prefix shit.
they had in the second iteration of Laserforce Sacramento, they had some cool to Blav.
To Blave, it's a quote from The Princess Bride. It's my favorite movie. I couldn't not take this photo.
I don't know the movie well enough. I've only seen it like 4 times.
I've seen it like a million and can almost recite the entire script.
And
then I had to take a photo of this motherfucking car.
It's a redneck limo. That's awesome. When the USA scene was so small, I'm glad that it's expanded, my dude.
And I have no idea why I took this photo, but holy
X
shit,
brand
isn't it funny?
for the. Oh my goodness, I'm not gonna read that out loud. Holy shit!
Yeah, don't read that out loud. So this is doing the card tricks because holy shit, was he good at that?
That was Fuku's. Dude, I'm not surprised.
That makes sense.
That's so funny.
Yeah, talking of
Look at
the
that
man.
handsome man.
So I can tell you that this was the awards dinner.
Right.
This was the awards dinner. So this was done and dusted by this point.
Thank you, Fuku. High quality roast meals all around.
Yeah, man, delish.
Yeah, Flame Drake with a flame shirt on. That's awesome. And so that other dude is Chad, right? Fagan. Speaking of Fuku.
Yeah. There he is again.
There he is again. That's our boy.
There he is again.
What up,
He's
man?
very photogenic, obviously.
Poor Sean. He's just like,
Oh, thanks, Tucker.
that's
I'm
the
glad.
slam man right there.
Like, there are plenty of bad photos. They're not in this photo roll. Get it to the mouth.
Look at he's smiling.
He did once.
It's so skinny, dude. I relate, Slam man. 100% relate. Look how smiley he is. He must have been having such a good time. Yeah, he does that sometimes.
Well, it was a Laserforce Nationals at Sacramento, man.
Dan and I both have here. Amazing.
Before marriage. Oh, Daz. With the bird. Oh, dear.
Laserforce Space Marine 5 International 3rd place.
Third place.
Nice.
So
Cool
there
little
was
plaque.
obviously so there was team because there was no masters.
Right.
I can't remember who that was.
Don't know who that is.
Just
Oh, the kitchen.
took so many pictures of people, just like
Look how mad DK is. Twig sister. Oh, right on.
are you clipping that for the emote?
Yeah, that's gonna be our new angry DK emo.
if you want that, I'll send you this photo.
That's so cool.
Also, I saw your wife in the background.
Oh yeah, she's hanging out. Oh, that's a nice photo.
That's a nice photo with the parrot too.
Parrot. Yeah, a few more kids these days.
So this is after party, I'm guessing.
Fuka's got a Blues Brothers shirt on. That's awesome. Hanging out. That's a giant bag of corn chips. You didn't go to this party? Smart. You were too. How old were you there? 18. Were you 18, Slayman? See, in New Zealand, legal drinking age. You would have been sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
So this is. I think this is in the middle of the card trick that I mucked up because he was doing that thing where he's like, and I just like picked up a card because I really wanted to see. I'm like, what card is this? Damn it!
So you fucked my trick, damn it.
Yeah, he did say that.
He has a box of magic stuff.
Box of magic tricks.
Wow.
Yeah. It was like don't let him shuffle. Don't, if you play cards, don't let him shuffle, all that shit. He was That's a good photo.
What a shot. That's awesome.
That's a great photo. Something was hilarious.
Brilliant.
And look at that throwback phone on the table there.
Hell yeah. The old flip.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that body.
Oh,
yeah.
there's a better one. There's a better one coming up.
Rocket Than. Rocket.
I hope Than doesn't disown me after the photo coming up.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't disown me. There he is. Ooh, look at that young, handsome man. Oh, Than, you're a good-looking young man, my friend. I'd watch this Twitch channel for sure. Al had a whole Kevin Smith thing going on. He absolutely did, dude. He looked like Kevin Smith. That's funny. That PC.
So this was right. So
this
is back at the airport.
Yeah. Right.
So you can see that's the Big E New Zealand. So that's taking me home.
Yeah.
And Susie, I'm fairly certain, did not get on that plane. So yeah.
Dope.
So that was a pretty epic trip. That was 3 weeks. 3 weeks in the States.
Yeah. Right.
That was.
What year was that? 2004.
2004.
Right. That's cool.
2004.
Real cool.
Yeah.
Now.
Right. So, you can probably drop the view now. That's all the photos that I have to offer.
Quickly do that, and then I'll switch back to this one here. Boom! Look at that, much nicer. Boy, oh boy, what a trip down memory lane that was.
It was a laser blast from the past, no less.
Oh, that was Darcy. So I remember he came. I think I met him. Didn't he come down to Oakley in 2003? Hoodie? Pretty sure. Or he was at a Australasian Nats at some point. Slam Man, I hope you especially enjoyed that. I don't know. Have you seen those photos before? I can't imagine you would have.
No.
Yeah,
well,
wow.
Unless somebody else took photos, those photos.
Ooh. Oh, Slam Man. Thank you so much, my dude. Gifted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 subscriptions, dude.
Wow, nice. Good job.
That's so awesome, bro. Thank you so much.
Yeah, those photos have never seen the light of day before.
I have some myself that maybe I'll save for a different time. Because I've got photos from 06, and these are photos that I've like gathered from various members of the community. 06, 08, 09, 2010, 12.
That sounds like a whole plot all by itself, doesn't it?
Yeah. 17, 18, and 19. I think possibly 14 as well. I'm not sure. But yeah, dude, Sam, man, that's awesome. Thank you so much for all of those gift subs, dude. That's wicked. I can't wait to get the boys to watch watch all of that because I'm sure they will get a kick out of it too.
To be honest, a bit of a shame that they weren't around because thanks Slamman for bailing us out on a bunch of peeps names and stuff. But
35-year-old Slamman has no hair, but that cash money. Which one's better to have? I'm torn at the mo. I have both. Yeah. I'm lucky. 35-year-old guy next door has, well, he's got hair at least. Cash definitely. Well, look, we've been gone almost 2, so maybe we'll wrap it up. But dude, thank you so much for sharing those photos. That was freaking sweet.
That's good.
And like you said, like, you know, with them not seeing the light of day, it's probably a place where people who would have appreciated them could appreciate them, right? Which is nice. It's always nice to have that. So yeah, thank you for sharing with us. That was friggin' sweet. Look at that. There's a gold Resupply logo next to your name, Slayman, and I really like that. So coming up this week, we'll be back in for Laserforce Live, I think, and I hope on Tuesday. We'll do another Lego stream on Wednesday. Thursday, I might delve back into some VR stuff. I love gold too, bro. And then next week, I think Than will be back, but DK will be at Fake Net. So I'm sure he'll have something to say about today's episode.
If it starts with if he starts to say the word decide, just cut his mic.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? I've decided not to be here anymore. Loving the VR, so that'll be epic. Oh, that'll be okay. Well, so I've got to find a way to actually stream the sound because that made me disappointed this week. But we'll figure it out. Also, I think having the camera off was probably a smart choice on my part. We'll see though. But you could join me in this outro if you like as well, Stallion.
Yeah, man, sure.
For this week, I have been Guy Next Door.
I've been break gas in case of content emergency, Stallion.
That's so accurate, dude. Always remember to backtrack, kids. We will see you next week. Thanks for hanging out with us.